Hey, it's India Michelle here, back with another video on the actress Meagan Good and her pastor, spiritual advisor, husband, Devon Franklin, are allegedly going splitting up or going down to the divorce path, right? But before I get into all of that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow my socials at India__Michelle on Instagram and Snapchat. And, if you want to be generous, you can go ahead and hit that Cashapp at the description box. We're almost at 1,000, so let's go ahead and keep them numbers rolling on up if we're not at 1,000 by the time I hit this video. But, yeah, so back to what I was saying about Meagan and her husband, Devon, or Devon, however you say it. So, we see, the pictures here of Meagan dressing very sexy, provocative, however you want to look at it. During this past Halloween, she went to a couple of Halloween parties, in LA, while her husband was, in Atlanta doing God knows what. The story is still too fresh to really go in, like that, so I'm not going to assume. Now, some people, as I'm talking in this video, might be like, well, you kind of went on Jada. Why are you not going in on Meagan dressing like this? Again, I am going to address at the end of my opinions on the whole thing. Not saying that it's law. What I'm saying is law. But, I get that towards the end. But overall, the story is so fresh. We don't know. And I'm not going to be that vlogger that's going to be like, oh, she's dressed like this. Oh, he must be cheating on her. Or she must be cheating and blah, blah. Meagan, the difference between Jada and Will and Meagan and Devon, Jada and Will have always been in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? And most recently, in the past 2 or 3 years, they've been in the public eye in a more negative way this time go around, right? Jada is, even though, okay, so the last story, like the first story about the whole entanglement, right? It was looked at as very disrespectful and how she embarrassed Will on Jada's part, right? She was being she wasn't doing her wifely duties to not embarrass her husband, who basically kind of kept her name relevant. I'm not going to say he put her on, but he kept her name relevant, because Will Smith is still doing movies. He's playing the dad of Serena and Venus and Serena Williams, right? In the upcoming movie, if it's not already out. But with Meagan and Devon or Devon, they always, since they've been married, kind of in the spotlight, but kind of low key, but kind of stayed low key, not really too flashy, and you don't really hear too much scandals. When I first saw that Meagan and Devon or Devon had gotten married, I was kind of like, okay, I never thought if out of all people that Meagan would have married would be a pastor. Based off how, the image that she portrayed of herself, kind of like you played a movie of you being a video vixen, waist deep with Tyrese, the sexy roles, like back in the day, like the early mid 2000s, late 2000s as well. Meagan was that chick, like her and Lauren London and all the other video girls and very sexy actresses. They was that, of what today we'll look at as, we'll be attracted to, like the city girls or like a Young Miami or Ari Fletcher or Jada Chavis and so on and so on. They were, though, the chicks today, they were that back then in the early, mid, and late 2000s. So now that Meagan is 40 years old, I guess she probably figured, in my mind, like, I'm damn near at the time 40 years old. Might as well go ahead and, because it ain't that many good guys out here, great guys out here that will wife me up, especially the image that I portray as the sexy video type of chick. Even though she wasn't a video vixen, but she had that video vixen look. Always betrayed herself in the movies. They always portrayed her as the overly sexual type of female in my eyes. So now, a lot of people are kind of, I'm not going to go in the whole train of, oh, that's, of course they would have been a divorce, because I'm rooting for her. what she did in her past when she was young, that's her know that she was young. Okay, we all had a past, or whether her image on the screen was behind, if she lived there behind closed doors, I don't know, maybe. But her having a husband, doesn't matter if he's a pastor or not, but just her getting married is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I always promote getting married. So her getting married and, staying out the limelight, even Fantasia, she went from being a illiterate teenage mother. Now you're a submissive, good wife, what they portray. I never heard anything bad about her. The last scandal I heard was her last baby daddy, some dude from North Carolina. But that's here nor there. So, but let's look at it on another light, right? Back to what I said, I was kind of shocked that she had a pastor husband. So a lot of people say Meagan Good is for the streets. However, I'm not gonna say she's for the streets. In my opinion, if this allegation of them splitting is true, and her dressing like this as a first lady, that's not first lady attire. I'm not saying you're supposed to dress like a nun, like you can't be sexy or whatever. But as a first lady, and then at your age, it's like you could be sexy, but girl, you dress like a thought ass 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? At a certain time, certain things supposed to be a bit age appropriate. Yeah, you can still, a 40-year-old from 20 years ago is not the 40-year-old today, but still have a more keep the imagination going for men, in my opinion, especially at that age. It's cool when you're in your early mid-20s, but once you hit her age, for sure, yeah, you need to go ahead and hang that up, baby. You're supposed to do that and hang that and get that out your system before you even get out your 20s, in my opinion. But, some people may look at it as like, well, him being a pastor, he probably tried to, be a captain saver, what I'm saying? Not saying that she was a hoe, but let's just say she was, based off how people viewed her in the roles she always played in movies and what she accepted it for movie roles. Why the hell would a pastor marry a person like Meagan Good? I'm not going off. I already gave you my opinion that it was good for Meagan to, kind of step up. But for a pastor and then the church community, I'm pretty sure people was kind of looking at him like, what the hell is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Just because they're in the church community, they don't mean that they're sleep to what's going outside of the church. Because some of them bastards be doing the same shit too. Quiet as it's kept. But, she's probably, going back to what she's used to. Being a certain way, dressing a certain way. If I'm sitting here, I'm going to put myself in it. If I'm sitting here and I was always on some thought hole shit, and I never cut that off, and I was, that lifestyle was in me in my early, late 20s, and I dragged it into my 30s, and I dragged it damn near to my 40s, me getting married to a pastor, yeah, I might fake the funk. But when stuff goes, astray in my relationship, guess what? I'm going to go back to what I'm used to. And that applies to women, and it also applies to men as well. It applies to everybody. It's not a female thing or a male thing. It's a human thing. You go back to, what you're used to. So if that is the case, and her dressing like that as a pastor's first lady, that may be the case, in my opinion. And again, y'all comment at the bottom of how y'all feel about it. Do you think it's true about Meagan and Devon or Devon, about them possibly splitting up and stuff like that? Again, I hope it's not true. I hope it's just, they said that she hasn't been wearing her ring, they haven't been public for the past 6 months, few months. So it could be true. It could not be true. I'll touch on the story again once, you hear stuff, rumbles of the story again. But, it is what it is. Everybody is not this. And when it came to like the whole Jada, people might say, well, people go in on Jada. What the thing with Jada, like I said, they put their relationship out there. They was always public. So any story that Jada puts out, even if she's genuine what she's saying, is going to be deemed as negative. If she never had the August Alsina, scandal and all whatever negative that came out of that marriage, her saying what she said, people probably would have been more accepted to what she was saying instead of just jumping on her back. For as with Meagan, you might not hear the story in the negative light, because Meagan Good never, once she was married, she didn't have any scandals and her disrespecting her husband or her husband disrespecting her or cheating scandals. So that's how I look at the difference between Jada and Will and Meagan and Devon. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. Again, don't forget to follow my socials and like, comment, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit that bell, so you can be notified when I drop new videos. Until next time with another video. And yeah, we're almost at 1,000. But yeah, again, until next time with another video. Bye-bye.